Hey guys, Caleb here with a quick studio update. It is Friday the 17th of January 2013, and I just want to show you a couple painted projects we just finished up or have arrived here. I'm just going to dive right into it. So this first project was a spawn commission. So the client in this case saw a blog post that we put on our blog at whitemetalgames.com, and it was basically about how to do cheap poor man's spawn. The spawn kit is fairly expensive. It's almost $50, I think, and you get two. So I came up with a way to do spawn for about 3 for $50. And the way you do that is you use a crypt themed kit, or a crypt horror kit. That's from the, what do you call it? What line is that? The Vampire Counts line. So the main body here and the legs on these pieces are in fact from the Crypt Horrors kit, or the Vargeist kit. You get plenty of spares from the kit, and then I just modified that by using a ton of leftover spares from Vampire Spawn, Chaos Demons, Demon Princes, Undead, all sorts of different stuff. So as you can see, these are all highly stylized. Another interesting part about this project is, for one thing, the client wanted these all on these sort of industrial bases with bits of debris and bits of rust and that sort of thing. So there's all sorts of different basing materials used there, and we just sort of went nuts with that. But we definitely didn't want to detract from the models, which I think are really the shining example here. Now the neat thing about these models is the client wanted them to have a naturalistic sort of muscle, sinew, tissue look, which I love. I'm a big fan of. So we went with the airbrush for this project for the most part, and then came in and did the detail work by hand. So as you can see, each piece is unique, and they've all got tons of protrusions and muscle and faces leering out at you from their flesh, and I think it came out really well. I'm really pleased with it. The other thing we just recently got in was these. These are our desert Tyranids that we recently had done. One of our resident painters, Will Shuck, did this project. Here's an example of the terrain effects. So the theme of this army, this Tyranid army, was a desert-themed army. We were thinking about stuff like armadillos and rattlesnakes, and even jungle predators like jaguars and cheetahs and things that live in arid environments. So we like that brown, naturalistic look to them. So we wanted to incorporate that as much as we could into the models. Let's see what else we can find in here. Got Turbigon. Here's a Turbigon from the same line. So you can see they have the basic same characteristics. Browns, natural earth tones, not a lot of colors used. There is some pink used in there for the fleshy sacs, and the Termagant, actually, if you look closely, you'll see he has some of the same pinks worked into his flesh, like he's recently been released from the amniotic fluids. So I'm a big fan of this look. We've also done, the whole army is well over 2,000 points. I think it's probably pushing the 2,500 point line, and we did these sort of spore pods for it that have a cactusy kind of look to sort of complement the army as well. And included in that army is, let's see, we have a Moloch, we've got tons and tons of other stuff. We've got some warriors. These are the official GW warriors. Let me turn on the light over here and get a little more light for us. There we go. So we've got these GW warriors. Now these are the official ones. They actually have the official Lashwhip Bone Sword combo from the site, which I'm a big fan of Lashwhip Bone Sword. We've also got these Pyrovores, which I love the models, and I actually like Pyrovores. I think sticking 3 in a spore pod is a great use of 200 points, because 3 flamers, heavy flamers aimed at your enemy at point blank range is always fun, especially versus troop armies like infantry, like orcs or Imperial Guard. Here are some Raveners. These were done more of a cheetah pattern. They got this nice cheetah look to them. They got these nice speckles on their back. We even have a Red Terror for that, because I like the Red Terror character. So we did a Red Terror as well. You can see on the base we've got some nice sort of Scrublands brush look to it, which I think popped out really well. Here's a Prime. This Prime has a Lashwhip Bone Sword. Now the Prime is actually a very substantial piece. If you put the Prime up against a standard 40mm figure, you can see that he's much larger. And then to even go further than that, if I put a warrior beside him. Let me pull this guy a little bit back so you can really get the full effect here. You can see that the prime is a good 30% larger, and that's because we used the Ravener torso with Tyranid warrior legs. Those legs are from the 2nd edition Tyranid warrior, so they're substantial, they're pewter. Help to weight the model a little bit. The whip and bone sword are custom. So you can see that there's a huge scale difference there, which I think really helps to sell the model. We've also got 2 DAC effects. Now the DAC effects is one of the more popular variants of Carnifex. It's, as you can see, also has sort of a desert-themed Rorschach look to it. And 4 Devourers, all twin-linked, nice and effective. And we even did a custom Old One Eye for this army. Because this army does not have a ton of Synapse Beasts, it has the Prime and it has the Turvagon, which are great, but it really needed something else. We threw the Old One Eye in there because I'm a huge fan of his Alpha Leader rule. I don't think it gets used nearly enough. His Alpha Leader rule basically allows anyone within, I want to say, either 12 inches, allows him to use his leadership of 8, which, while not great, is certainly better than no Synapse at all. Tons of Gaunts. Looks like 2 giant squads of Gaunts. Half of these are DACA Gaunts, Devil Gaunts, whatever you want to call them. But they have Devourers, so those guys get 3 shots apiece, which is beautiful. And the Devourers are actually harder to come by these days because of their popularity. We've also got some regular Fleshbore Gaunts. These are great for coming out of the Turvagon, since he just poops out normal Gaunts. And we've got a unit of 24 Hormagaunts down here. So there they are. They also have that cheetah pattern. Anything that was moving very, very fast in this army, like the beasts that are the Raveners, or the what do you call it? The Hormagaunts, because of their leaping rule, we wanted to go all out and make them appear really fast. So that's why we gave them that basic color scheme. And with Old One Eye, we wanted to give him a slightly different color scheme than the traditional Carnifexes, just to help him stand out a little bit more. He's converted with a Carnifex kit, but we used the actual claws from Old One Eye, the original pewter claws, which I really enjoy. So those are pinned in place; they're not going anywhere. So I think that army works really well. The first wave of it is done. We're going to do one more small grouping of miniatures to go with it that will include a large squad of Tyranid Gene Stealers and a Brood Lord. I think there's 12 or so. And we've also got about another, I want to say either 20 or 30 Termagants to go in it. So another large grouping of Termagants. And I think they have a few select special weapons in them, like Strangle Webs, which I think are great. So that allows you some variation there. So all told, I think the army is a little over 2,000, maybe 2,500 points. I'll have to do a tally on it to be for sure. But I'll post a link once the army is listed on eBay. I think we're opening up at, I think we're looking for around $2,100, something like that. And if it doesn't sell for that price, we'll probably bump it down a little bit, and we'll have a little wiggle room there. And if it doesn't sell, then we'll probably just take it with us on the road. We're planning to start to hit some shows sometime soon, shows like Adepticon and other game cons where we can actually take our product with us and show it around. But if you like the desert-themed army, please contact me. I do have one client who's very interested in it, and he's made me a soft offer on it. But in the event that he passes on it, they will be listed for sale. So please contact me if you're interested. And I guess that's about it for now. Terrain continues, but it's been such a hectic week that I really haven't had much time to do anything other than the painting and other than getting this army ready to be sold and shipped. So as always, my name is Caleb, and I run White Metal Games, we are a full-service miniature painting and conversion service. If you are interested in any of our products, please check out our eBay listings at White Metal Games under eBay as a seller, White Metal Games. Check out the rest of our videos here. We've got lots of different conversion videos, painting videos, all sorts of different stuff. And be sure to check out our blog where we post regular updates, thoughts on wargaming, that sort of thing. So that's it for now. Have a good week. Be sure to tackle some sort of crazy inspirational project. We hope our work inspires you. And if you have something that you think will inspire us, send us a link to it. But until next time, put your minis where your mouth is. Take care.